If nobody's coming.
You're good.
What's going on, guys? It's Matt with MSR Performance. We are back working on the 350Z. Today we are doing the Z1 Motorsports plenum spacer. Should be pretty simple. We're just going to take off the OEM plenum spacer, make room. We're going to go around, hit all these bolts around the edges here, on the back. There's one here, and just all the way around the circle. And then we're going to take out these inside ones. Most of it's a 10mm. I think there's one, maybe two 8mm. And then kind of pick this up out of our way. Shouldn't have to really take off any of the hoses or anything. We'll slide our new spacer in and bolt everything up with the new hardware that they sent. We'll probably have to take the intake off just because it's not going to give us any form of movement at all. But the hoses should be able to stay. But we'll set the GoPro up and we'll get going. Alright, so we're going to get into this. I already busted off the strut tower bolts on the other side. Bust these off, get the strut tower out of our way. Got the handy dandy battery ratchet. Nice and tight. And the last time I messed with this, strut tower off here. That out of the way. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get this intake loosened up, because I know that this boot is new and it is super stiff. There we go. Sorry about that. Get that out of our way. That should hopefully give us enough movement. Now we're going to start chopping through these bolts on the plenum spacer. Alright, so that should be all of our bolts. It should come off and hopefully just kind of float out of our way enough to get to where we need to get. Just kind of as you're taking it off, kind of just watch, make sure you don't destroy the OEM gasket. That looks pretty good. So at this point, you're going to kind of look at your orientation here, and you're going to take your new plenum And we're gonna make sure that we put this back on the right way. It should be, let's see, like this. The nice thing about keeping the studs on there is you can kind of use them like alignment dowels. There we go. Plenum spacer is on. We're gonna get our new gasket. Set it on top here. Same thing, just make sure you line everything up right. Everything looks good. Press that down. We're gonna take this. And just kind of very easily put it back on top. You don't want to pinch your gasket. Like I said, you can use those studs kind of as an alignment. I knew the intake would be a problem. And there we go. So we're just gonna kind of go around, make sure our gasket's good. Everything looks good to me. And that's it. That's all there is to it. At this point, we're gonna walk through, make sure we put our bolts back in the right spots. I just do for my own sake. I'm just gonna do one little pickup, double check that gasket. No sense in having a vacuum leak on a crappy install. All right, all on there. Now, Z1, like I said, they sent a really detailed diagram of what bolts go where, and I'll point it out to you. They label these as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I'll try to crop in a picture of the diagram just so you can see it. Now, the 1, 3, and 6, which are these long back ones, they sent 3 M6 70mm bolts, and they also sent a package of bonded sealed washers. So we're going to take our washers here, which you're going to use these bonded washers a lot on a few different spots. So it's going to be set up like that with the bonded seal. These are going to go in the back. I'm going to start by hand threading these in. That's in there where we need it. Now, we're going to take the back bolts that were back here, the OEM ones, and we're going to take these with the bonded seal washers. We're going to reuse these on the front half. So your longer bolts that came from back here are now up front with that bonded seal washer. So the longer bolt goes up front now with that bonded seal. I'm good with that. Now we're going to start working our way around the plenum spacer, making sure we put everything in the right spot. Now, I can sit here and explain where all these holes are, but like I said, I'm going to try to crop in a diagram because these are just, they're all just crazy numbers. But we have 7, 10, 11, 13, 16, and 18. You're going to use the other bolts they sent you with a regular M7 washer, M6 washer. And get those hand threaded on here. I've already forgot which numbers are which. So, we're going to go 7, 10, 11, 13, 16, 17. Feel this as you go in. You don't want it to be rough. You want to be able to hand thread quite a bit. No sense in breaking anything on a new install. And the last one is 18. And your plenum spacer should have a little bit of play in it. Well, if you're not comfortable with the way something's threaded, you should be able to move it just a little bit. There we go. Okay. Now, for 8, just back here, reuse that one, right? Yeah. Eight. And 14, which are these two side by side back here. I'm gonna reuse those. And also 15, which is on here by the throttle body. And then of course this long bolt that we pulled out earlier, we're gonna reuse it. And that's it. I'm gonna double check, make sure we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Everything's in. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go in and bust these kind of at a, I kind of like to do kind of a crisscross. I know that there's actual torque sets. And I am gonna go back and torque these, but I just wanna tighten everything down. I wanna tighten everything down so you can see the final product. Now, because of this raise in the plenum, there are some larger washers that came with the kit for the actual strut tower. We'll pop our intake back on here. Maybe. I'm not gonna make y'all watch me fight with this intake. Let me get this intake popped in and then we're gonna get to the strut tower. All right, well, after coming up victorious in the WWE SmackDown match of the intake, I now have my belt and it's time to continue. So like I said, comes with these little spacers. Came with 12. I'm assuming we're only gonna need 4 per side, but we won't find out. So we are going to do one side at a time. Ouch. And that's it. Z1 Motorsports plenum spacer that is on. We should have some neat stuff coming up soon. The Z1 Big BK is on there. So we are going to be getting tires mounted this week so we can bed those pads in and showcase the new wheels and hopefully do some sliding, even though it's not 100% done yet. But anyway, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, tell me how bad I suck at putting shit together, and if I can tell you anything, screw a torque wrench. Nah, I'm just kidding, guys. You should always use a torque wrench. Torque your bolts to spec, be a nerd. But we finna figure out what this plenum spacer is all about. We finna hear some horsepower. This thing's probably got so much horsepower it's gonna rip the freaking stripes off the street. But I have not cranked it in a while. This start's finna be colder than a witch's titty in a brass bra. Woo! Let's see what. Oh man. Is that a Tomida? No, it's not. Don't get too excited. Plenum spacer is on and it is done. Once again, until next time, like, subscribe, comment. Thank you for watching, and we're out.